Hello, modular shed fans. Here's the shed now. It's getting quite big, so I'll have to move some distance away for it. So you can see module 3 is growing out of module 2. We'll have a closer look in a moment, but the floor is in, but it's set high because I moved the floor up about a metre, a little bit more, I think 1100, to become a platform on which I will build the roof. Now, I don't think I've done a time lapse of doing the roof, so I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'll get some roofing parts and do that tomorrow. But for today, let's just take a look at some of the bits and pieces on this 3-module shed. So the floor is up here. The stool is up on the floor. I've mounted it in these upper brackets. They're just duplicates of the lower brackets, but as I say, just moved up just over a metre. Why don't we go inside and I'll try and climb up onto that floor, which is up there. Let's see how this goes. So into module 1, into module 2, where I've got this stool, climbing up on there, and there's the raised floor of module 3. So I just need to sit on this end, and I've put a little extra beam here to stop these things flipping up when I sit on them. So let's climb up onto here, and yeah, now I can look back down into modules 2 there and module 1 there, where I've got my shelf and camera bracket, and I've started actually making videos there. And the view from up here is such that I can see all of the roof components there. Things that need to be done: these short overhang brackets, sort of part rafters, need to be taken off, possibly re-angled, and then joined onto the top of that post there. Now I'm a bit concerned about that post because it's going to make a very low ceiling in module 3. Because I've decided to keep the floor in module 2, which is over there, and the new module 3, the same height, it's actually very high, the floor bracket on that post. So it's about, the top of the floor is about 18 inches above the concrete pad, and of course the post is down in the ground about another 18 inches, so 3 foot of my 8-foot post has kind of been lost underneath the floor. I'm only going to leave 5 foot up to the top of the post, which is about the no, it's actually the ceiling is going to be slightly under that, so it's going to be a very low ceiling. I'm almost tempted to extend that post, which is naughty. I wasn't planning to do that. Now here's the thing: the floorboards in module 2 run that way, but the floorboards in module 3 run in the other direction, and there's a reason for that. So here in module 2 you can see that the floorboards rest on these cross joists, and they are hung on mini hangers on that main joist, and that main joist is hanging on a post, and the post is sunk into the ground. So that's what holds the floor up. Now module 3 is, well, just over the other side of this panel, but if I fitted the floorboards the same way round, then you would have cross joists coming in to this main joist and screwed into the same main joist, and that would mean that floor modules 2 and 3 would effectively become a single module, and it would be enormous. It would be 8 foot long, it'd be impossible to move, and I didn't want that. So the solution is to put modules 3's cross joists in the other direction. They go this way, so the floorboards go that way, so it becomes an entirely separate module to module 2. But it does mean that in the 4 modules that are all going to be the same height, that post there is actually going to be the central post in a 4 module space. The floorboards are going to change orientation in each of the 4 modules. It's going to look a bit like a chessboard, but without the black and white squares. And then the other main issue, which I anticipated some time ago, was this internal corner. So this is the internal corner of effectively an L-shaped shed, and you can see that if I clad this there in such a way that it sits over half the post, then it crosses over the cladding coming in the other direction, and you can't have 2 lots of cladding kind of crossing over each other. So that has to be resolved, and my solution is almost certainly going to be that this set of cladding comes back to about here, this set of cladding is drawn back to about here. So I need to extend the front faces, or these 2 faces where the cladding goes, out so that the cladding can sit on a new face. And I'm pretty certain what I'm going to do is just use 1x4 with a giant L bracket so that it's very rigid. And the same thing on this face, it has to be extended out so that the cladding can be cut short, so the 2 pieces of cladding don't overlap each other. There's, in effect, there's the equivalent of what you see on an outer corner. Let's have a quick look at that, which is just a gap, a space. The same thing will be constructed on the inner corner. So that's where things are currently with the modular shed. Tomorrow I will get some more roofing stuff, and I'm having to keep well away from it now because it's getting quite big, and put on the other pitch of the roof, bring it down over module 3, and overlap of course so that it's completely impervious to water getting in. And whether or not I'll stop after 3 modules and start working on the interior, the gap filling and possibly even insulation, I don't know. I suppose it depends how much more good weather we get, but 3 modules might be enough to make a usable space for now. We'll see. Goodbye.